In this lesson, we'll take a look at an alternate syntax that we can use when declaring an array that will allow us to specify not just the upper bound, but also the lower bound, or the index position from which the array starts counting. So let's begin by declaring a new array. I'm going to do that within a procedure called lucky numbers. In the last lesson, we declared an array of strings, so this time around, let's do an array of whole numbers, or longs. So I can create an array with the dim keyword. We then give the array a name for our variable. Let's say I'm going to call this one nums. We open up our parentheses, and here we put the upper bound, or the final index position. So as a reminder, the index starts counting at 0, not 1. So if I put a 5 here as my final index position, this array can hold 6 total items. Afterwards, after the parentheses, we put the as keyword and then specify the data type of each item or element within my array. So if I want an array of whole numbers, I'm going to use long here. Once that's declared, I can go ahead and assign values to my array. So again, it's going to be the variable. Then I'm using my parentheses to reference an index position starting at 0, which is the first one. And then let's say I'm just going to assign a number like 4. I'm going to go ahead and copy this line of code here and paste it below because the syntax for the other 5 items is going to be pretty similar. So let me paste it right here below. And right here, I want to increment the index position by 1 each time around. So we're going to target index position 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total items, 0 to 5 as my index positions. And here I can just put a bunch of totally random numbers. All right, so here we have 6 total numbers in my array, and this is the syntax that we introduced in the last lesson. As it turns out, we can also specify the lower bound, or the starting index position. The way we do that is by writing the lower bound right before our upper bound and separating the two with the keyword T0. So for example, the equivalent syntax to this, in fact, let me go ahead and copy it and comment it out above so we can compare them side by side. The same way, the way that it's written above, we can do the exact same thing by writing it like so: 0, 2, 5. We're declaring an array. It's going to start at index position 0. It's going to go to index position 5 inclusive for a total of 6 items. So the shorthand syntax that we see in the commented line above is obviously a little bit leaner and meaner, so many people prefer this. But the advantage of this syntax below is that we can actually customize the lower and upper bound. So for example, if you're uncomfortable starting the count from 0, if you prefer to think in terms of traditional math counting where you start from 1, what we can do is something like this. We can actually start our lower bound at 1 and end our upper bound at 6. Now, if we do this, of course, we do have to modify all of our values here because the index position 0 no longer exists. And if we do this syntax, then this second line, of course, is going to overwrite what we just did in the line above. So we do have to modify all of our numbers here. But if you prefer this approach, you can go with this approach as well. In fact, we're not even limited to 0 or 1. We can start our lower bound wherever we want. So for example, if I want to start at 3, and go up to the equivalent of 6 numbers, which is actually going to be 8 for my upper bound, I can declare an array with 6 index positions going from 3 all the way to 8. So we're going to start at index position 3, and then we can go all the way up to 8. Now, is there any specific advantage to this? Not really. It just depends on where we want to start the count, and sometimes it might be simpler, for example, if we're populating the array values relative to a cell range, and the cell range starts, for example, at row 3, and we don't want to think about the math of transforming those values, that we just want to keep the design as it is on the worksheet. It really depends on what you're comfortable with. What I would advise you, however, is that you shouldn't run away from the 0-based index positions. Many people see that. It's uncomfortable. They're not used to it, so they immediately run away. But that is actually a very common paradigm across many, many programming languages. Whenever you're dealing with arrays in other programming languages, it's much more likely that they're going to start their count at 0. So just because it's uncomfortable, it doesn't mean you should run away from it. In fact, it's good to get your practice in with it in VBA because it's going to make the transition to other programming languages a lot simpler. But you do have the option in VBA, which is great. You can kick off your array with whatever index position you want, and then if you want to specify both the beginning and the end, you just put the 2 keyword in between the lower bound, which is this thing, and the upper bound, which is this thing and is inclusive. And then again, if you just want to default it to starting from 0 and going up to a specific point, you can use the shorthand syntax that we introduced in the previous lesson. In this case, the number that we put inside the parentheses is going to be the upper bound, so the final index position within the array. That's all there's to cover in this lesson, so I'll see you in the next one.